Thanks, Mayor. I could have used that button. First, we have, the only thing we have on the agenda is resolution reappointing Greg Jones to the Cabot Advertising and Promotions Commission. Mr. Jones, you want to come up, sir? Anybody got any questions for Greg or comments or?
I met with Greg last week and we had a great talk, and I think he's ready to do another 5-year term if you also see it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
If he wants it, yeah.
Absolutely.
No comments, no concerns. I need a motion and a second.
Second. I'm on that committee.
You are. Yep. All right. Thank you. Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please, Ms. Tammy.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the second.
I will second that motion.
Okay, Weber,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're good. Mayor, that's all I have at this time.
Thank you, Stephen. We'll now move to the Municipal Service Committee. Chairman Ed Long, please, sir.
I have 2 items on the agenda tonight. The first one is a rezone on Kilgore Drive. Laura? Where's Laura?
She's not here.
Chad, are you still here? I want him to see Chad. Well, I watched the planning commission meeting, so don't take any of this. Take it for what you're gonna get. It is rezoning that corner at Kilgore and Ritchie Road where the daycare center is now. Rezoning from, industrial to C2. I've not had any comments, Mayor, from anybody in that ward over there. I don't know if Corey has or not. I'll ask him. He's indicating he has not either. So that being said, I don't see any opposition to it, and I need a
No.
motion.
No, sir, I agree with you, and you were correct. Laura had something tonight. I told her she couldn't be here, but I saw Chad as well, and I thought Chad was coming up until I heard you say I don't see Chad either. So we've had no opposition.
Well, I think Chuck, you got anything to add? Okay.
Yeah, we've had no opposition.
It was unanimous at the planning commission. It's been unanimous all the way through. But I've not had not one person even make a phone call on it.
We haven't had any phone calls either that I'm aware of.
All right, I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
And I need a second.
Second.
Tammy, please.
Long,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Next item is, I'm assuming our hazardous waste pickup, Matt?
Yes, sir. If you look at the attachment we provided, when I contacted Mr. Clay at CTS, I was pleasantly surprised when he told me that prices had not gone up. And if you know anything about what's going on in the world today, prices on everything is going up. But these are still the same prices from 2023. And in fact, I met with him today and we did a little survey of the area for the event because some of the pathway has changed with the pre-K construction. We got a lot of things hammered out, but before you tonight is just the authorization for us to contract with them, for them to container and take away all that stuff that we bring in that day. And I do have the sign-up sheet if anybody is still interested in working, helping out that day. We got some openings, so if you feel so inclined, I'll be happy to visit with you after the meeting tonight.
Anybody got any comments, questions, or concerns to Matt about this? Anybody in the audience? Matt, what are the dates again?
March the 22nd, that's a Saturday, and it will be at Junior High South from 9 a.m. until noon.
Okay,
And I've been contacted by a slew of folks asking questions on what they can bring.
good. Good. It's always a popular event. There's no question about it. All right. No questions, comments, or concerns, so I need a motion, please.
Motion to move to full council.
I have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Tammy, please.
Long,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Mayor, thank you. That concludes mine.
Thank you, Ed. On now to the Budget and Personnel Committee.
I have nothing at this time, Mayor.
Okay, I have a report to give to you, Brandon. I don't know if Matthew wants to come up. During the budget time, we talked about the cleaning contract. We bid that. Internal discussion has spoken, and I totally agree with the decision. Tammy Yoakum and Scott Steely would like to bring that in-house, and we feel like that we can do it cheaper than what the bids came back at. And so there wouldn't be, we talked to Ben, there wouldn't be a budget amendment. It would just be a reclass from the line item we had into salaries and wages, and that includes the benefits and everything that goes with it. So we just wanted to let you know that's going to be a big change in the budget. If as long as y'all are okay with that, we feel like that would get us a better cleaning option and someone that'll do the job that we need.
We are really close up here, aren't we? Yes, so, yeah, the bid that we would have brought to you guys got with Tammy and Steely, and for getting two people and getting a full 40 hours a week still would come in lower than that bid, and that bid was still lower than what was even budgeted. So it's just kind of a win-win for everyone. And I don't know if you guys know, but we also take care of the health department, the library, and then now the PSAP, which is in this back corner, I think, back corner over
Yes.
here. So it's not just the city hall and I used to call it the barn, the community place out there. So there's a lot of stuff being cleaned. And so Tammy and Chief Steely felt be a little bit better. Just go ahead and go do that in-house again. Again, don't need any action from you guys. As far as I know, it's what Tammy and Ben said, but just wanted to FYI, and you'll see that posted over the next week, and we think that'll be a little bit better for us.
Yeah, because y'all see a advertisement for a cleaning person.
Yes, two of them. So one will report to the city clerk's office that'll be in that budget, and then one will be in Steely's budget in police, reporting that one. So, good.
Thank you.
Oh, and as much as I love to make fun of Laura, and especially since she's not here to defend herself, she actually had training tonight. So that's why she's not here. But yeah, I'd love to say something else for her not to defend herself. You did have training.
Any questions for you, Brandon? I just want to give a report of,
Sounds good to me.
it just popped in my head to tell you, and let the whole council know as well. Next up, Police and Fire Committee, Chairman Stephen Redd.
Thanks, Mayor. We got a resolution authorizing the mayor and the city clerk treasurer to enter an agreement with Goldie's Fire Apparatus LLC for the purchase of fire apparatus. Chief Moore?
Mayor, council, I'm sure you all have seen my proposal that I put forth about our need for a new aerial, as well as Goldie's bid that they put in. I'd be happy to answer any questions or concerns that you may have.
Chief, thank you earlier for taking my phone call, by
Yes,
the
sir.
way. Me and the chief kind of talked about, what if situation that the aerial apparatus, if it's down in the shop, and how important it is to be able to have a truck to back that other new truck up.
Right.
Because I think if we sell the current truck valued at $300,000, I think personally that would be a big waste if we sold it, because if we had a backup truck, it would be awesome.
I agree.
I mean, right now, if we have a new truck and it goes in the shop, we're in the same boat. And that's the big reason to buy a new truck, is that we have a truck available if we need an aerial apparatus.
Right, and to speak to our conversation that we had today, we had an incident with an apartment fire at 400 Northport a few weeks ago. We were without our aerial. We did have Jacksonville with our mutual aid agreement to come help. They were on the line. Fortunately, our guys got in, made a great stop on it. But in the process, Kyle would know about this, we go throw ladders. Our ladders didn't quite make what we needed at that point. Definitely needed an aerial device, and we were very fortunate at that time through the quick response of our people.
So, Ben, would we need an amendment on this to require that we keep the aerial apparatus truck that we have? And and that we're adding an additional aerial apparatus truck?
Yes, sir. You could certainly do that. If you wanted to make a motion to amend the resolution, you could just make a motion to amend a resolution to add the requirement that the existing truck this one is replacing not be sold either without council approval or for a certain term of years, or however you want to do that. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just for clarification, the existing one is a 2014 model,
It's a 2010.
2010.
Yes, sir.
And we were running that truck on medical backup calls for many years until we got our rescue vehicle. So the mileage
Correct.
on it is very high. And our maintenance budget on it has been substantial in the last few years.
Yeah, in the last 12 months, we recently just got it back after being in the shop for 4 months at Cummins in Little Rock. And in the last 12 months, we're looking at close to $50,000 in maintenance and repairs just on that one vehicle. Which at this time, it's serviceable.
Thank you, Chief.
How long was it down this time, Chief?
4 months. Well, 4 months was the longest stretch, but in the last year, it's probably been down a combination of probably 7 months, off and on.
And we had no reserve whatsoever.
No, sir.
Is it staffed
It is staffed.
fully, like all your other pumps with the captain, the engineer, and 2 firefighters?
It does not have 4 on it, no.
What does it have on it?
So in a perfect scenario, we have 4 at Central Station. If we catch a known structure fire, confirmed structure fire, all 4 will be on there at that point, which would be staffed, just like you had just mentioned. If it's an alarm, we typically send 2 in it and 2 in another engine,
So you need personnel on it also.
potentially.
But this truck's not gonna be ready for what, another 2 years?
Yeah, we're 2
If we
years
order-
out before we'd even need money or people to.
How many miles is on it?
On the current one?
Yes, sir.
I think it's around 77,000. It's been a minute since I looked.
And this bid you presented us, did you contact any other manufacturers?
So in the process, when I started this about a year or so ago, I've been speaking with American Cade about, the need for it. About a year ago, I initially started with looking at used fire apparatus and quickly found out that there's a reason that they're selling them used, because it's kind of like 4-wheel drive vehicles. You don't usually want to buy those used. Same with a fire truck. They've been rode hard and put up wet. I did come across one that was close to what we might need, and it was 5 years old. It was $1.4 million. And it wasn't exactly what we would want. I've looked at Spartan. I've had a few bids from them, or not bids, but I've talked with them and gotten some ballparks from them. They're all pretty close. Rosenbauer is not necessarily the cheapest, but it's not the most expensive. Pierce, for an equivalent Pierce, the ballpark is about 2.1 million. Spartan was about 1.75, and we're sitting here with this one at 1.8. And just to kind of give you some background on this, this same aerial 3 years ago was $1.1 million. And this is across the board with whatever manufacturer you choose. About every 90 days, they're going up, and it's about $62,000 every quarter that this vehicle's going up. And I know you all are aware of the events in California, I don't know if you know how many vehicles they lost in those wildfires and the fires that they had there, but this is an international thing, so it's first come, first served. So the longer that you wait to do a deal, the longer that you're waiting, because at one point a year ago, they were at 40 months. And so now we're down to 18 to 24 months.
How much was the bill this time on fixing it? Have you got it?
$6,900.
How much?
$6,900.
How much the new truck? 1,000,008 what?
1.845 for the one that we had bid.
Wow. So it looks like a price increase every 90 days, about $62,500.
Yes, sir.
Dang.
Is there a warranty place for this manufacturer in Arkansas?
There is. There's a warranty place in Batesville. One good thing about Rosenbauer, reason I'm sold with them to some degree, is that, one, their service after the sale has been great. With any new fire truck that you build, they're all a custom build. It's not like going down to buy a Ford pickup or a Chevy. It's down to the nuts and bolts. So naturally, when you're building a custom, there's going to be some hiccups from time to time. Rosenbauer has been over backwards. They come to our place to do the repairs. If it's something, if they're not having to do something serious, they'll come to our place to do the repairs. We also have a couple of ASE certified mechanics on our fire department. So if there's things that we can fix in-house, we can build them and they pay us for it. Rosenbauer's been very good.
And another reason we took Rosenbauer, you can buy the parts at a regular parts store, right?
Correct, yeah, you can get a lot of their parts at
And
Napa.
Pierce you can't, right?
Right, they're proprietary.
Okay.
At this amount, I would have liked to saw the other bids.
Yeah, correct. And they're a Sourcewell participant, and I'm sure you're well aware that, they met all the state bid requirements and kind of does away with the bidding process. But like I said, I've talked with different manufacturers, different reps, and gotten some ballparks. They're real skittish about giving you numbers unless you're ready to sign a deal.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
if I make a motion to amend this where we keep the other truck as a backup, can we swing that 300,000 in the general budget?
I think we can. Cabot is growing and we're seeing revenues increase. February was back up. We were down a little bit in January, but I think the whole state was. I think, when I talked to Tammy, she thought it was a blip. And it could have been because they said February revenues are up 19% in the state. In January, they're down 5%. So, if Cabot keeps tracking the way the state's tracking, plus all the stuff we have going on here with game time at the grounds, 1,000 people going to Chick-fil-A on a Saturday and a Sunday with our tournaments, I think we're going to be okay. So, I think we have the revenues in the next 2 years to find 300. I think I can do that. In worst case scenario, in 2 years, if the truck is sitting there and not good, we may have some other stuff we can sell or do. So, but I'm okay with keeping it. I see y'all's point.
How are we gonna address the needing a backup right now? Because we can't leave the citizens unprotected.
Our backup is our joint use agreement with Jacksonville and
I
others.
understand that, but we really need a backup.
We've got some reserve trucks that we use as a backup, but they don't have ladders on them. They're not aerial.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need an aerial, is what I'm saying. Whether we
Yeah, we don't-
go used route, we need something right now. We don't need to leave the citizens unprotected.
we can look at used ones, but I think we need to build this truck, get this going, and we can look at used ones. You can help us locate something, and then we could come back with a plan. If, sounds like you said you're looking at some 10-year-olds that were like 700,000 today.
Mhm. Correct.
I mean, I can get with Tammy, look at the revenues and see if we can get one now and still be able to get the one in 2 years.
Chief, I don't know if I missed it. Is the one that we currently own still in the shop or is it back now?
No, sir, it's back, and right now it seems to be great today. And I think with the repairs that we've done over the last year, should get us by for a little while too.
Mhm.
But I'd be happy
Why
to.
I'm pushing it back up is we've got heavy fire load now. You've got 4-story hotels beside Grover. You've got 3-story apartments.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, we got to protect our citizens.
I'm not gonna argue with you. But, we will look and report back, or we'll send an email and tell you what we found. And see if we can,
So could we table this for 30 days?
well, I think we need to get this ordered because like you just said, the prices are gonna, when was this letter?
It's
But
30
I-
days or until the vendor decides to increase it.
So it's February 14th.
I would like to see bids from other companies too.
Isn't this the lowest bid? I
It
guess
is
I'm
not the
confused.
lowest bid.
I guess I'm confused because
they're probably-
Sourcewell is a state bid
Right,
agency.
they've kind of done, that helps to alleviate the bidding process. But, like I said, I've reached out and over the last year and spoke to different manufacturers. And like I said, they're not gonna sit down with you and give you a hard-nosed number until you're committing to them to some degree. So they'll give you some ballparks. And like I said, Rosenbauer is middle of the road. You've got, for example, Spartan, they're probably gonna be $50,000 to $100,000 cheaper. Then you go the other end to Pierce, which is a great brand, but you're looking at probably another 200,000 for a Pierce.
And this truck is vetted by your crew that this is the one they want.
Yep, sure is.
Chief, if we direct you to go and not do the sole source, but to bid, how long would it take you to get a bid package together, the bid's done, opened, and back to us?
I would say probably, you're looking at 120 days.
So looking at 6 months, so that's $120,000 increase minimum on what you're saying that has been going on with that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Chief, on the, up in the staff, is that in the budget? I mean, are you fully staffed? You're fully staffed today, correct?
Correct.
And so adding a couple more to, for that lattice apparatus, is that in the works for next year? Where's your, kind of your thoughts on that?
So we've got some, a 5-year plan that I've spoken to the mayor about, and of course, Matthew Hood, he's been in the loop too. But the 5-year plan is, we're looking at a future station. Of course, we're having to plus up for that as well. Ballpark, and every firefighter that we have, we're looking at about $80,000. And I think Matthew could correct me on that, but I think that's pretty close.
And you do have a place to keep the second one?
Yes.
Okay.
Will you be able to add 2 personnel this coming budget year without blowing your budget out of the water, and then 2 more? By the time the truck gets here, have 4 new personnel?
That would probably be a question that we would need to get with.
Can y'all
Matthew.
research that and find out? Report
we-
back to us.
Absolutely.
Well, we already have. We were trying to keep this year flat.
Yeah,
We've added a bunch of
No.
personnel.
But 26,
I'm talking about 26 budget and 27 budget.
26, we want to keep flat ed. It's kind of what we already looked at, projected. This would only happen in 27. 27, you know, there's grants out there we can get that we can hire some extra men.
I don't like hiring permanent personnel off of temporary grants. I just don't. I'd rather us plus up and be ready for it whenever it gets here if possible.
Okay.
Also, Ed, it'll need 3 personnel, not 2.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I was saying 2 and 2, Brandon, which would have been a total of 4.
No, each shift will need 3 personnel on a fire truck. 3 is the minimum.
He's got, yeah, I understand.
So you're looking at 9.
That's a whole lot of money.
Yes, sir, and that's a lot of that's a lot of money for a fire truck if we're not gonna staff it.
We are staffing the fire truck.
Currently, as long as everybody shows up and we fill overtime, it can be staffed properly.
Well, I make the motion, we table this for 30 days and get us more quotes, bids.
If we do the bid, it's going to take 120 days.
Okay.
Chief, you don't think you can turn that around any faster?
It's not up to me. It's up to those people, especially if we're doing sealed bids. It'll be
Right.
up to them, and I think Ben may be able to speak to that timeline maybe a little bit better.
You got to average.
Usually when we talk about sealed bids, especially in this case, we're talking about multiple out-of-state companies, which apparently like these massive things that do international business. Usually in that way, it's like 90 days is the very fastest. I think probably 120 is more realistic.
I just have one question.
Yes,
Um,
yes, ma'am.
So you said that from, like, this is the middle of the line, right?
Price wise, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So, and you said the higher price was 200,000 and we're looking at 1.8, right?
Correct.
So spending 200,000 more, is that gonna get us a better quality vehicle? Because at that point, when you're spending that much money, like if we go ahead and buy the top line one, is it going to get us more years and better service if we spend it on the front end?
Well, what we're spending on that so-called maybe top of the line, more expensive one is better marketing. I don't think you're getting necessarily a better product. We've got Pierce in our fleet, we've got Ferrara in our fleet, we've got Rosenbauer. Pierce is a great truck, but I think it's over-marketed, which has driven up their price. So it's not necessarily better, it just costs more.
Yeah, then once you design the spec, one of the companies may decide they can't meet that spec.
Correct.
So then you have all that you have to get into. And that's why there's Sourcewell, right, Ben? So you get the price that they would bid with the government.
That's correct. And the way bidding works, you don't just tell them, I want an aerial. You give them exactly what you want. You give them these specifications. You wouldn't tell them, I want this aerial, and let them pick between Spartan or Rosenbauer, whatever. You tell them which one you want. Because if you do it more wide open, then you don't really know who's the lowest bidder. The prices may be different, but you don't know if the quality of one makes up for that price differential. And you're legally obligated to give it to the lowest bidder. And that puts the city in a bad way when you have multiple ones. Say, well, actually, for the price, we're the lowest bidder. And actually, well, we're a little bit higher, but you get a better product, so we're the lowest bidder. You get in trouble real fast that way. So what you would do is tell them, we basically pick the same one and tell them this is what we want the bids for. Or Maggie, to your point, you pick a different one and tell me you want bids on that one. But you tell them exactly what you want. And Chad may be able to tell me, I have no idea how many different companies even offer this model from that manufacturer. So I don't know what that would look like, but that's why you do that. And that's also why they're Sourcewell. That's why these companies use that. They deal only with government entities that have to deal with bids. That's kind of the reason why they do that. But that's kind of how a bid would work. And I do think it would be kind of 90, 120 days out.
I only ask that because, you know, I just want the best for our citizens, and if it was the best truck for 200,000 more, I would just rather spend.
And I couldn't agree more. I'm right with you, and like I'd stated earlier, you know, you have Rosenbauer, which we're very familiar with. That's our most newest vehicle that we have.
That's the newest one we got with the bond issue.
And,
that they
you know, it's
picked out.
always service after the sale. And like I said, we've got Pierce, and I've dealt with Pierce in a refurb, not near the service. It's like, once they're done with you, it's kind of like, it's yours. So it kind of means a lot to me that I know that I can call and they're going to take care of it. Or if we can take care of it in-house, they'll accept the bill and they pay us.
Yeah. But this is, once again, this is the one that your team spec'd out, picked out exactly what they want.
Correct.
And they spent how long doing that?
Well, this one was a little bit easier because he basically took what we have in Rescue 2 and put it into this aerial, because I was like, I want something very similar to that.
Okay.
Granted, these specs that have been provided, I know none of you ever built a fire truck, but it's a painful process because it's nuts and bolts, 12 to 16 hours. It'll go over 2 days of sitting down, going line by line through this. So whomever that we go with, we're going to have to do this process with them to make sure that we get it right, because they don't assume anything. If you don't tell them, it doesn't happen.
On this aerial,
Yes, sir.
steel ladder or aluminum?
It is aluminum.
Okay. That's a good thing. They're having a lot of problems with the steel ones.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion that we send this to full council.
I think, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I think Kyle already made a motion. So I think we're standing, and it hasn't, we don't have a second yet. So if
There
there is no
wasn't.
second, it just dies. But I think we are standing on Kyle's motion at this point. And we need to resolve that one, and then if that one doesn't go forward, then James can make his. But I think we're standing on Kyle's motion at this point, unless I'm mistaken.
We got a motion. Do we have a second? No second. James?
Like I made my motion that we send this to full council.
I got a motion to send to full council. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please, Tammy.
Reed,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Coe,
Ben, sorry. I may have messed up. Can we change that in full council to amend it that we don't sell the other one?
Yes, you can.
Okay, okay.
Pickard,
No.
It's 4-1. Passes.
Thank you for your consideration.
Mayor, at this time, that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Chairman Stephen. We'll now move on to Community Development Committee, Chair Maggie Cope.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. Move on to Military Affairs Committee, Chairman Matt Weber.
Thank you, Mayor. I know there's nothing on the agenda. I just had two quick things. I think they're quick. If you're going to the Community Council for Little Rock Air Force Base, just a reminder, it's Thursday here in Cabot. It's not out at the base. So if you're attending, it's a little closer to home. And then Mr. Reed brought something to my attention as we were coming in, and he was passing it to me, and I said, "You're more familiar with it, so I'd like to ask him to present it."
Mr. Mayor, American Legion Post 71 here in Cabot we participate in a program that recognizes Law Enforcement Officer of the Year nationwide. We would like to submit on behalf of Cabot and Post 71 to nominate Sergeant Nick Thompson, Patrol Officer, as the Law Enforcement Officer of the Year in American Legion.
I think it's a great pick. Thank you, sir, for doing that.
That's all we had. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Matt. General community input. Now's the time if you want to address the council or the mayor, please come to the podium, state your name, and if you live in Cabot.
Mayor, I'd like to take this opportunity, if it's okay with you, to talk to Brian Burrows a moment during this, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
It's a long walk of shame.
Brian, would you be so kind as to bring Corey and I up to speed on what's going on over in our ward, please?
Oh, where we are on the St. John 10th Street project?
Yep.
Well, weather, had a citizen reach out to me the other day. With the 2 snowstorms and the rainy season, it's been a struggle. One of our plans, part of our plan on that project was to get pieces of it done in phases so as to not have people out of a street for duration. The problem is, and the big issue has been the pole at St. John and 2nd Street. You know, we've got Entergy has finally moved the power off of that pole. They've moved their line and they've cut the top of the pole. Optimum has now moved off that pole last week when the weather was nice. We're waiting on Brightspeed at this point. And basically what they have to do is just string their new cable over to the new system and then yank the pole out of the ground. He hasn't given me a specific date. He has kind of vacillated back and forth on when he's going to be there. But he is, with this weather, obviously, it wasn't today. That, to answer your question, all that story, to answer your question, that's really just keeping us from paving the final overlay from 2nd Street, all of St. John, most of 10th, Bel Air, and Bel Air Cove. Because all the piping is done on everything all the way to 10th Street. We're down to curb and gutter, which was being started on Monday of this week on Bel Air. We're seeing a 2 to 4 week period when this thing, if we can get a weather week like last week, we got a lot accomplished. And that's the short version.
10th Street being closed is turning into an issue. You got any estimation on when you'd be able to work 10th Street and get it at least opened?
No, I don't. Paul, just have the question. Have they gone ahead and done the crossing? I wasn't out there today. We have a job meeting tomorrow at 10 that I'll be able to get more information.
Would you be so kind as to send out an email if the mayor doesn't mind after that meeting and kind of bring the council up to speed on it?
Sure.
For sure, the Ward 1 Alderman, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please. No, sir. Please do, Brian.
Yeah, the sewer main, we had a conflict on grades. We had to work a change order to get around that. A change in the plans. Y'all don't like that word, I'm sorry. But that is one of the reasons it was messed up for me.
You know that's going to be able to vote in the school board election, don't you? It's that old.
Yeah, I understand. Yes, sir, I
So-
do. I really do.
I would like to get that open before, before it sees
I'll
its
get you a
first,
status
sees its
update.
first grandchild, if we could do that. But 10th Street is getting to be an issue. I'm beginning to, I don't know. I hope Corey's not getting them. I hope I'm getting all of them and he can get the next ones. But 10th Street is really getting to be an issue.
I will have you an update by end of business tomorrow.
We're getting, we've gotten a couple.
Yeah, I bet
Gotten a
you
couple.
have.
No, I mean, seriously, just a
No,
couple.
I bet you have.
It hadn't been too bad, but they're frustrated.
It's been
frustrated.
really good and really quiet with the exception of a couple. I think the project has gone swimmingly. See, everybody asked me, when's it gonna be done? I said, well, we've been at it a year, but it took us 30 years to get to it. And that's no joke. It was supposed to be the very next project after Ritchie Road was done. Very next project. Promise y'all it'll be the next project after Ritchie Road, is ready to be rebuilt again. And we're just not getting there. But I'm glad for the project. Project as well is badly needed. It's going to look very, very well. The people are going to be very happy with it. But tempers are getting short.
Fair. And that's exactly my sentiment to the resident that we've had them without service for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And again, had we stopped where we had planned to stop until we got like St. John paved to start Bel Air, we would have really strung this.
No, I
out
think
further
keeping
out.
it going was a wise thing to do. You've been able to take advantage of a lot of good work days that normally you don't have this time of year. You were able to do that. I'm not complaining about that, but maybe if we're waiting on to try to do the whole thing in one fell swoop, maybe we need to back up and say, well, maybe we need to get 10th Street open and completed, or Bel Air done and completed. Maybe we need to start knocking out some of the little ones. Eat the elephant one spoonful at a time instead of try to chew the whole thing at once.
Yeah, in my conversation with him last Wednesday, his curb man was gonna start this Tuesday, which would have been today. So,
Yeah, he went out there today.
well, he may have been, but
Yeah, he was sitting in his truck, eating a sandwich, bologna sandwich,
Marlboro Red.
more than likely. All right, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it, Mayor. Thank you.
Is it the same company that's doing the sidewalk?
No,
No, ma'am.
They might as well be,
I
Maggie.
knew you were gonna
They're
do that.
brothers.
I knew you were gonna do that.
I would like an update on that sidewalk. My 12-year-old redhead is asking me every day that he goes to that school over there, and he's like, Dad, when that sidewalk gonna get finished?
Yeah, I was.
I mean, and so when a 12-year-old is noticing that's taking the city a long time, it's
Yeah.
taking the city a long time.
Brandon,
But
are
it's
you-
not the city.
Are you telling the truth?
Yes, I'll bring him in next meeting. I'm serious.
We have.
2 weeks, right? 2
We,
weeks.
we had a meeting with on that project today, and I asked that specific question because, it is, even Ms. Cope we had a meeting with the contractor over issues on that project. Without making a huge denigrating statement, it's been a challenge. And so,
And I got a question. Do the same inspectors look at that sidewalk that look at the sidewalks when we lay them out in Greystone, when we build homes? Because we have to have the grades and everything correct. You don't get mud flying over them because the grades aren't correct.
well,
I mean, if you go over to Lincoln right now, I promise you, the sidewalks are filled with mud. I'm just saying, you notice it when you drive over
that,
there.
Mayor, that issue's been brought up. We have a lengthy punch list, and we told them in the meeting today, we need them to remedy some things because we don't need a 100-item punch list.
It's,
those-
on these jobs, it's a little different because we hold the money, but the contractor Greystone, they're paying for it, so it's a little different, but yeah, they won't get their money unless it's right.
There's so if the weather were to pretty up after today, which let's pray it does, couple weeks they're finished. That was the specific ask today. We're in the process of discussing with Ms. Cope and some of the other property owners there about the extent to which we resod what's left. So that'll be after, they got a little bit of concrete left to pour, which is just one, he said he's one more He's 2 pours away. He's got a surface to pour and he's got a ditch in front of downstream of Campbell.
Yeah, he still has like all the way in front of my neighbors, in front of Joe's,
Yeah, he says that's just the one
across
part of that one
Campbell,
pour.
all the way down there.
Right. Yeah, it's, the kindest I can be right now is to say it's been a challenge.
You're awful being Christian-like right now.
I
Good
hope
job,
so.
buddy. You are.
Hope so.
Picking your words wisely.
Does that answer your question? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Anything else? The streetscape is 2 weeks from being finished too, same contract. Just FYI, to the extent that it matters.
Brian.
Boy, in about 3 weeks in, we're gonna be really in good shape around this place.
By the end of
You-
March,
I'm not
we're
gonna
gonna
be
be,
here for
we're
the
gonna be
next
doing
meeting.
well, aren't we?
We will
Your,
be-
your street's gonna be done, my sidewalk's gonna be
Y'all's
done.
are gonna be done,
streetscape's
streetscape's gonna be done.
You
It's
guys
gonna
will be so
perfect
happy.
in 3 weeks.
Split.
In 3 weeks, everything will be, and that's giving them a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you'll.
Then you'll be out of
any
a job.
happier.
He'll be out of a job. That's the whole
Yeah.
deal.
I'm not gonna be here for the next meeting.
I didn't figure you would after this one.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Anything else for Brian? See none. I think Mr. Prater was coming up.
Hey there, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, I'm Chuck Prater. I own Praterville Cabinets on 232 Gateway Drive. And I'm here representing our little industrial area over there. Steve McNeil is here with me from SMS Trucking. And but what I want to address is that we're having a lot of crime problems over there coming from that trailer park in the back. I don't know what we can do about it, but it's within the last 5 years gotten really bad. There's mostly some Hispanic families that live back there, and they're just hardworking people. We have no problem out of them. But it's all the rest of the dope heads or what, I don't know. They're just really trashy people back here. And we're having a lot of vandalism around our buildings. I've had graffiti painted on my building. I've had attempted theft of 2 trailers, and one of them we recovered in BB. Theft of our catalytic converters, theft of propane tanks, theft of, Mr. McNeil had a car stolen out of his lot, belonged to a truck driver 3 times. It was stolen 3 times, same car. And let's see, what else? Theft of RV parts from BC RV Repair. And we've seen a lot of these people on our cameras. We've given thumb drives to the police and turn them in, and just nothing's ever done. We call them, they come out, they might make a loop around the trailer park and leave. And nothing's ever done anything. I've kicked some of these people off my property, and they continue to come back. I get there early in the morning. I've had 4 confrontations with people face to face in my parking lot at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's scary. But anyway, and the runners and walkers from the Gen Z.
CrossFit or whatever.
Yeah,
Expectations.
yeah. I've advised, especially the ladies, don't go in there. You know, they walk by the street and that's fine, go in, that's okay, but I tell them, don't go in that park anymore, it's just too dangerous. So I don't know what can be done about these people. Some of them I think are living in the woods behind there. And a lot of them trailers are not habitable. I think there's no electric to them, there's no water to them, and that's my other subject is there ought to be some kind of ordinance, and I think we have it, to go back and police that place. It's trash. A lot of the trailers there's no water, electric to them. There's one trailer that's just been torn wide open. And I think they're just stealing the metal off of it to sell it. So I don't know if our code enforcement officer can come through there and look at this place. There's just trash everywhere. The owner of it, can she be confronted about this to, get something done? Get these old trailers out of there. don't rent to some of these people.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything lately, but in my first 4 years of mayor, my first term, that trailer park was a subject of a lot of phone calls, and I know a lot of them went before the judge with tickets, that they were fined for not doing this or doing that. I just haven't heard much about it in the last 3 years, and I'm sorry. I haven't. Now, Chief Steely's here tonight. Maybe he knows some more information, but my first 4 years I did get calls, but this last three, no, sir, I haven't heard much. I thought we had it rectified, but obviously we don't. So thanks for letting us know. Chief, you want to come up and add anything, sir?
Captain Gibson, I think, talked to Chuck earlier this week or somebody in that area over there and passed that information on to me. I plan to get Laura on the inhabitable residences over there and have her check out that side of it. We'll increase patrols. Our narcotics guys were busy over there for about an 18-month stretch. And, but I will look and see what calls we've had, and I'll get Chuck's number before he leaves out of here, and I'll get back in touch with him.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do what we can. Do you have any cameras up or anything around your
Yes, I've
place?
got cameras on my building. Mr. McNeil
Okay.
has cameras on his, and A-Plus Tooling has cameras. We've all got pictures of them.
Okay.
They look right at the camera too.
Okay.
We know who they are.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll do our best to get something done. And
Okay.
I'm sorry, I haven't heard lately. I thought we had that place under control, but I guess we don't.
No,
So we're on it.
all right. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chuck. Anyone else? Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn the work session?
Motion adjourned.
I got a motion from
Second.
Stephen, second from Brandon. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Adjourned at 7:21. Does anyone need a break? All right, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna open up the Cabot City Council meeting at 7:21, March 4th. We're gonna start, if you'd stand with me, the opening prayer by Matt Weber, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance from Stephen Redd.
Please bow with me. Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day and even the rain, as well as the many wonderful blessings you provide every day. Prayers of strength for those who may have experienced any loss from the severe weather today. Please continue to watch over our military and our first responders as they serve to protect all of us. We also ask, Father, that you guide and protect every city employee as they all provide vital, important services to our citizens on a daily basis. As we begin this meeting, please give us the knowledge and wisdom we seek as we make important decisions for our city. Thank you for your never-ending grace. Please forgive me where I fail you. I ask all these things in your Son's holy and precious name. Amen.
If you'll join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. You may be seated. Tammy, can you have a roll call for us, please?
Long,
Here.
Spangler,
Here.
Red,
Here.
Hillenberg.
Here.
Coe,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Weber,
Here.
Pickard.
Here. All are present. 8 present, 0 absent. Next item, approval of minutes. We have the January 27th minutes, council.
Make a motion, we approve January 27th, 2025 minutes.
Second.
I got a motion by Ed, a second by Stephen, to approve the January 27th, 2025 minutes. Any discussion, corrections, additions? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next minutes are February 3rd, 2025.
Make a motion, we approve February 3rd, 2025 minutes.
Second.
Got a motion by Ed, a second by Brandon, to approve the February 3rd, 2025 minutes. Any discussion, corrections, changes? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next up, read ordinance and resolutions by title only.
Make a motion, we read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Second.
Who said second? Okay. Motion by Matt, second by Corey, to read ordinances and resolutions by title only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Long, Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. I have no old business, council. Do y'all have any that I'm not aware of?
I guess I'll do it. I move that we consider ordinance number 11, resolution 4, resolution 5, and resolution 6
For new business?
for new business. Yeah.
Okay. I got a motion on the floor from Corey to hear new business ordinance number 11, resolution number 4, resolution number 5, and resolution number 6.
Second.
I've got a second from Ed. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Long, Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. First items, ordinance number 11 of 2025, please, Tammy.
Number 11 of 2025, an ordinance to rezone 103 Kilgore Drive, Lot 1, Cabot Zone Edition, City of Cabot, from I-1 Industrial District to C2 General Commercial District, amending the land use plan and for other purposes. First reading.
Okay. Next item, resolution number 4 of 2025, please, Tammy.
Resolution number 4 of 2025, a resolution reappointing Greg Jones to the Cabot Advertising and Promotion Commission and for other purposes.
I make a motion that we approve resolution number 4 of 2025.
Second.
I got a motion by Brandon and a second by Matt Weber to adopt resolution number 4 of 2025. Any discussion by council? Any by the audience? Seeing none, roll call, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next is resolution number 5 of 2025, please, Tammy.
Number 5 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with CTS Services, Inc. to waive the competitive bidding requirements in order to enter into said agreement and for other purposes.
Make a motion, we adopt resolution 5 of 25.
Second.
I got a motion by Stephen, a second by Brandon.
I've got a point of order, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that the one that we was gonna amend?
No, sir.
That's
It's-
not it?
It's the next one.
Next, okay, got you. Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm one ahead.
Okay.
It's better than being two behind, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. So we got a motion and a second on resolution 5 of 2025. Any discussion, council? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next item's resolution number 6 of 2025. Please, Tammy.
Number 6 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with Goldie's Fire Apparatus LLC for the purchase of a fire apparatus and for other purposes.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 6 of 2025 with the addition of maintaining or continuing to keep the original unit.
Go ahead, Ben.
I think if that's the council's desire, what might be best is to have a motion to amend it first, vote on that, and then a motion to adopt as.
Okay. So instead of adopt, can you amend first, please, sir?
Yes. Make a motion that we amend resolution number 6 of 2025 to include continuing to maintain the original ladder truck.
Okay.
So it'd be 2 ladder trucks at all times. Okay.
One back and the other
Yeah,
up.
okay. I'll second that.
I got a motion from James, a second from Stephen, to amend resolution number 6 to include maintaining the current ladder truck instead of selling it
So we would have 2 ladder trucks.
in 2 years.
We would have, yes, we'd have 2 ladder trucks. What I would like to also add to that is we'd look, chief, sooner than later at a used truck to make sure that we don't get in a bind when we have a fire like we did on that 3-story the other day. And I know it was handled well and you guys did an amazing job, but I'm kind of like with Kyle, I don't want to wait 2 years for a second truck to come in and that truck be in the shop for 4 weeks and, you know, we're kind of caught behind because what if Jacksonville, you know, has a fire at the same time? And what if one of the other cities have a fire? I feel like we're a big enough city and growing up enough that we deserve that second ladder truck. So I don't know if we need to put that in the ordinance or how we need to do it.
I think, Ben, and I'm thinking outside the box here, can we say that the motion to amend is for the city of Cabot to maintain the best of its ability 2 trucks, ladder trucks at all times? Or do you want, because that's basically what they're saying.
I think what might be best is for, make the amendment to maintain the current ladder truck, pending any further action of council, and then for the city to report back to council as soon as reasonably possible on the options to buy a second truck or an additional ladder truck in the meantime.
Does that need to be in 2 amendments? or
Ben,
in
yeah,
one?
that's what I'm saying. Why don't we do that in 2? Let's amend the resolution for the 2 trucks, like Matt was saying, and then why can't we just do a motion with a minute order for the other?
Is the word maintain mean require 2 trucks? I mean, they're just saying maintain. I'm wanting to require that
Yeah,
there's
that's-
2 ladder
that's-
trucks.
I think that's your second minute order, Brandon. Is what I'm getting, because that's what I was getting to try to change it to. They want to require 2 ladder trucks at all times.
And I think we can do that, but I think we don't have 2 right now, right? So we don't want to
No.
pass that in right now. So we'd say, keep the first one. And then once we get the second one, to maintain 2 to the best of our ability. Is that fair?
We're happy to spend money. It's just,
I just want to make sure that we get the amendment correct.
If we're gonna do this, we need to either plan to buy this truck 2 years from now or plan to get a used truck now and then plan for the future. But we have a plan for 2 years out from now and then we're just kind of like throwing a new plan on top of it because it's a good, I agree with Kyle. I think Cabot's growing. In 2 years, we're gonna be a lot bigger. Like it makes sense to need 2 trucks, but this is kind of slapdash, it feels like.
yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it, but I think with the $50,000 worth of repairs, I think at this moment in time, we are fine with the 1 truck, but we will start looking for a second and we'll let you know what we have and let you know where we are with money. And we would go for a second one, but we wouldn't have a second one until the new one was ready with our current finances. And if we're going to man both of them, then you have personnel issues. But is it going to be just a backup? I mean,
The second one would just be a backup, Mayor.
okay,
That way we've always got a
Sure.
ladder truck for the citizens.
sure.
So I'm confused now, because originally, weren't we talking about manning both apparatus? So just keeping,
I think it was where it originated was that in Chad's proposal, he said we were gonna sell the current truck for $300,000 and council didn't want it sold. They want to keep it as a backup.
Correct.
And I'm fine with that. I totally agree. And I think that's the issue with this ordinance is that it doesn't say that we're gonna keep the current truck as a backup. And I think if we do that, then as Ben said, we do another minute order that staff, administration, whomever prepares something that says we need to buy another truck now, a used one, in the future. Well, like, not tomorrow, but maybe the next day after. Once we find out something that's good.
Yes.
Mayor, may I ask Ben a question, please? Ben, I've already turned my laptop off because I thought this is going to be just a piece of cake from here on out. Silly me. That ordinance or that resolution now is, remind me, is the selling of the current ladder truck, is that a separate item in the resolution as you have it written?
No, as it's written right now, the legislation does not address the current ladder truck at all. It is purely for buying the.
Then what we're doing then is simply adding another section or another paragraph to the current ordinance requesting that we do not sell the current ladder truck, that we maintain it in the fleet.
Yes, sir.
Correct? All right,
That's our
period,
understanding. Yes, sir.
period, end of conversation on that. That takes care of what Brandon and Corey and them were wanting to do on that, and I as well want to do on that for the new truck and maintaining the second one. Then we'll do I make a motion that city administration start looking into a used ladder truck for a third apparatus.
Okay.
And then we vote on that, and then that's the end of that, and then they report back to us on that, instead of just gobbing this resolution up with a bunch of stuff that 6 months from now, nobody knows what's going on.
Okay, there's a current motion on the floor to amend the current resolution in some different way, and we've talked about it 27 times. So do you want us to pull that friendly amendment, pull it down and do something else first, Ben, or do you want to address this first?
No.
My understanding of the current motion on the floor is that it tracks what Ed says already.
It's
The
good,
current
it's
amendment on
good,
the
and
floor is
we've got a second on it and everything. We just need a vote on it.
We do have a second, Tammy?
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard, Long. Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Okay, the amendment passes 8-0.
Now, I make a motion that the city administration, along with the fire chief, start looking to see what they can come up with as a used ladder truck for a third apparatus to be used as backup.
Second.
Before we do that, do we need to pass this amended
Yeah.
resolution?
Yeah, we need to pass it. I'm sorry.
Do you have a motion to,
I make a motion, we pass resolution number, whatever it is.
Second.
as amended?
Yes, Lord, as amended.
Okay, now we have a motion from Ed, a second from Matt to pass amended resolution number 6 of 2025. Any discussion?
Let me ask the question. Brandon, that covers what you wanted to cover, right? On that, on making sure that we keep that current apparatus the way we've got it amended.
Yes,
Are
I
you
just
okay?
want to make sure that we have two in circulation at all times.
And I think that will do that without a doubt, right, Ben? Okay.
And then Kyle, this next one will help address yours.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna vote now on amended resolution number 6, correct? Anyone have any other questions, comments? All in favor, roll call, please, Tammy.
Coe. Yes. Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Now, Mr. Long,
Allow me, I will make a motion.
okay?
That motion is that you, along with the fire chief and his designated representatives, start looking into seeing what they can find for a third ladder truck or a third apparatus to be used either in the fleet or as backup as needed. And report back to us in 45 days.
Second.
I got a motion from Ed, as stated, directing staff and the mayor to look into a used ladder truck.
Yep.
with a second from Stephen. Any discussion?
Kyle, you okay with that?
I'm good with that. We
All
just
right,
need to back up.
45 days, Mayor, Chief, that'll give you enough to scratch the,
Absolutely.
okay.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. All in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Coe,
Sorry.
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes, ma'am.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Okay, passes 8-0. Any other new business, council? Seeing none, community input, now's your time. Go
Mayor, I
ahead.
do have,
Yes,
one.
sir.
So I've got to wish my wife happy birthday today, one. And then two, our next council meeting is on the 17th of March, which actually falls on St. Patrick's Day. So I would ask the council if I have any issues of moving that meeting from that Monday to that Tuesday.
You don't have any issues for me? I'm good.
I make a motion, we move that next council meeting from the March 17th to March 18th.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion to second to move the 17th council meeting to the 18th. Tammy, you okay with that? Ben? Okay. Directors? Okay.
Brian ain't gonna be here, it ain't gonna matter.
Oh, yeah, Brian's not coming. Okay. Everybody seems good.
It gives him one extra day for the sidewalk.
I'll be on a plane.
Sir?
It's the March 18th? Hold on. I think I'll literally be in a plane. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah, I don't land until like 7:30. Could we do Wednesday? No, wait, wait. I'm only in Cabot Monday that week. I could do, I don't know. I might just miss that one. Okay.
Well, we could move it to the next week.
That's spring.
Oh, that's spring break,
Yeah.
isn't it? Well, hooey.
I'm not.
Yeah, just don't bring anything super controversial for me to have fun with.
Oh, we'll make sure we don't.
All right, I'll just miss it.
Okay,
My first one that I've missed.
okay. Well, you're excused.
Thank you.
Yeah, Stephen's fault.
You're wearing green tonight.
Oh,
Anyone
I'm
else?
wearing green too, so it makes
There
up
you
for
go.
it. There we go.
You're already there. Anyone else have anything else? Anybody in the community? Mike?
Don't want to make this any longer than it has to be. I just want to let everybody know, to remind everybody that March 15th, we have our drive-through vaccine clinic at Freshman Academy from 8 to noon. Hopefully, we'll get 3,500 vaccines done that morning. So just want to let everybody know. Thank y'all.
Okay. Anything else? Jeffrey, you got anything to add? You good? Okay.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Got a motion to second? All in favor?
Aye.
We never voted on it? I'm sorry. Okay. Can you remove your motion to adjourn? Can you move your second?
I remove my
Back to the
motion to
vote
adjourn.
on changing the date. All in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Sure.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourn.
Got a motion by Stephen, second from Brandon. Any discussion?